having a pretty serious conversation here in the studio.
Oh, yeah.
Our producer, he has to go to the DMV, and they just told me he has to take a test. And we were wondering, do celebrities, like, does Gwen Stefani have to go to the DMV, and do you have to sit there for 4 hours?
I do. I don't have to sit there for 4 hours. Like, yeah, God, sometimes being a celebrity is so awesome. Like, it's like I got like DMV VIP. Can you believe that?
Is there a card? Do they give you like a black card for the DMV?
Like, I don't want to brag about that, but I have to say, like, that is pretty awesome. Like, they take you in the back, they like bring you out for a second, you do your photo, like. But I haven't had to do a driver's license test in a while, so I'm sure that I'm going to have to do that. But no, we have to do all the same stuff. Like, of course we do. We meaning, I don't know, people that get recognized.
Did they let you take a second photo if the first one did not turn out well?
No.
Oh.
Wait a minute.
You ain't no
I got
VIP,
that.
Gwen Stefani.
I got that treatment at the DMV. My photo was so bad that the girl behind the counter goes, no, honey, we're going to do this
Let's
again.
take another one.
I just make sure I have hair and makeup before I go in.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah, I
smart.
guess she's got people to do that. So I was poking around on your Instagram, not creeping at all, and I noticed that you posted a couple of pictures.
What's the difference between creeping and poking around?
It wasn't like a creepy poke. It was just a gentle poke.
One
yeah.
sounds less offensive.
He didn't go back and like old photos of yours.
Yeah, if I liked your like bikini picture from '08, it would have been creepy.
I don't have any bikini pictures, but
Well, just an idea.
See,
Just tossed it out there.
He didn't go that far back.
Hint, hint.
I noticed that you posted some pictures of David Bowie. Were you guys pretty close?
we weren't close at all. I mean, he. What's so crazy about my David Bowie experience is that, I mean, obviously he's like a genius, a master, a legend, an icon. Like, I don't even know. Like, I got to go to the thesaurus to like find other words. I mean, he's just incredible. And we opened for them in like South America back in the 90s. I can't even remember what year it was. And it was just incredible. Like, I mean, we were playing like not a stadium, but a huge festival. And the drummer, Zachary Alford, and Gail Ann Dorsey, at the time that was the bass player and the drummer of his band. And I met them, and we just all, like, hung out that night. He was so, like, just generous with us, being, like, a younger band. And he was just so sweet to us, you know. And then years later, when I did my Love Angel Music Baby record in my first tour, I ended up getting Zach and Gail in my band. So, like, it was weird because all of a sudden I had, like, David Bowie's band, as my band. And it was just, like, that was kind of our connection. And then over the years, I just would see him at different things. And yeah, so I didn't really know him very well, but I spent a lot of time with him, and he didn't let you down when you get to meet him. You know what I mean? He's just as weird and crazy and awesome and super smart, and I don't have enough amazing things to say about him.
It seems like a lot of musicians had a lot of respect for him and really look up to him. You know, being radio guys, like I have a lot of respect for what Ryan Seacrest has done professionally and Howard Stern, like what a great interviewer he is. But like for you, somebody who's very accomplished in your own right, is there anyone that you look up to, like maybe a David Bowie type character that you just think is really cool and that you kind of aspire to be like in a way?
Well, I mean, I think that David Bowie is like a good example of someone that I would just be like in awe of, you know what I mean?
But other than him.
Okay, well, I mean, the reason let's talk about him because everyone should be. I mean, he deserves it. The thing about him is that, and why I would think that is that it wasn't just about his music. He had like concepts, and he had fashion, and he had, you know, a sense of style, and he was always ever evolving. Like, and that to me is like what impresses me. It's not just only the music, but the music is insanely, ridiculously good, and the lyrics are so like moving, but then he has this whole other world of like visuals that went along with it. So that's the kind of thing I really get impressed by, you know.
Yeah, no, I think, you know, looking at your life and your body of work and your fashion line and obviously your music, you seem to be so well-rounded, but is there any one direction that is holding more of your passion right now? Is it doing stuff like The Voice, or is it doing the fashion, or is it just touring and the new album?
I think definitely songwriting right now is my biggest passion, and it's because I think it's just been such an amazing like kind of therapy and like outlet for me. Like I don't even know what I would have done last year if I didn't go in the studio and write those songs. I mean, it was the only place that felt okay, and like, you know, I think also being on the show, though, has been incredible as well because it was something so different from what I've done ever in the past. So that's to do something different after having like such a long career is super inspiring, and it just changes things up. And you look at music from a different perspective, being in the position of like offering help or listening to the other coaches and just being in just a different setting, it's like it's just changing things up. So all that stuff. I mean, I definitely am still loving design, but I did a lot of designing like a year ago, and all that stuff is kind of coming out right now, like because it's always delayed. So it's exciting to see like the rewards of like the stuff that I did like a year ago, and like Urban Decay and the makeup palette that I did. Like it's so exciting to look on my Instagram and see all the girls and how excited they are about something that I was so excited about and created. It's really fun to share that. I was saying, like, I feel like design is similar, like, as the reward of it, you know what I mean? The process of being creative and watching something that you just make up and come to life. And it's the same with music, except for music is way more emotional, and it's like it just captures, like, whatever feeling you have, and then you have it forever. Even after I die, like, those songs will live. And that is just something that I can't believe I've been able to be blessed with, that, like, I don't know, that gift to be able to write and express myself. And then not only that, but have people actually care and listen that just blows my mind.
That's what I wanted to ask you about. How does actually writing the songs and going through whatever emotions you're feeling with in your life at the time, how does that therapy compare to actually hearing your music on the radio and seeing people's responses to the songs that you've written and sang?
I mean, an example would be like "Used to Love You." This has never happened before. I had written like a lot of songs before I wrote that song, and at that time when I wrote that one, like the day before, the record company basically had kind of said, you know what, Gwen, like, we love your record, but it's a little bit too personal. We're not sure like how people will relate to it. We think you should just not go for radio and just sort of put an art record out. And it was really like I literally felt like someone punched me in the face. You know what I mean? Like, because I hadn't been able to write for a long time, so I felt like I was channeling God.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, these songs are coming out of me like every day. Like, this is insane. Because if you were in the room when songs are being written, you can't believe it. It's so incredible. Like, it's so incredible to be part of that. And
that's cool.
Because music is so powerful. So, anyways, the next day I went in and wrote "Used to Love You," and then it was obvious that song had something outside of just all the other ones are so good, but this one just had that magic to it. And then I put it out so quickly, and it was happening. Like, what I was talking about was happening right then in my life. Like, it was real. So to me, like, I don't know if you can get more. I could go to a therapist and talk to him, but the therapy of, like, putting that song out and then having, like, people that I don't know support me, like, and be like understand the song and understand the truth of it, and it just makes you believe in, like, the human race. Like, we all really know when something's honest and real and truthful, and everybody picked up on the intent of the song, which was just so magic. So I found a lot of comfort in that. I know it's weird because I don't know those people, but
no, I don't think that's weird. I don't think you should say that. I think a lot of women, I can speak for myself, that, you listen to that song and the way you sing it and just understanding the lyrics, you connect to it. And it's nice to hear real lyrics out there about real life emotions and know that, you know what, you're a big superstar, you're amazingly talented, but you're a real woman too. You go through stuff and you get to write songs about it. That's pretty amazing.
It's pretty amazing, I have to say. I'm very, like, I feel so lucky to do that. I'm going to go right after this and go write another song. So you guys should say a prayer for me, and then maybe I'll write a good one.
Definitely will.
Gwen Stefani is our guest this morning here on the Dave Mahoney and DK Morning Show. Like, you're talking about these raw emotions that you were feeling when you were in the studio, and then being on the air and everyone kind of understanding what you're going through. Are you still heartbroken to this day with everything that happened with you and Gavin, or do you feel like this therapy of these songs coming out and everyone understanding these moments that you've had to fight through has worked for you?
I think that anybody that has a family that broke up is going to be devastated for a long time. I don't know if you ever get over that. So, it's like, how time heals and things like that, and there's been so many amazing things that have happened, at the end of last year and even this year so far. So I just am, trying to live in the moment and just try to take all. It's hard to answer when someone asks you such a direct question about your personal life on the radio.
Yeah.
As you could imagine.
Sure.
But to answer your question the best I can is, I think that you know, what did Maria say in The Sound of Music? When one door closes, there's always a window open somewhere, and that's where I feel like I'm at. I feel like, you know, I'm trying to find, like, the good out of the bad, and there's so many good things that have come out of it, and I don't know. I just think I just keep using my faith to move forward.
Hey, guys, we could wrap up after just the next question.
Yeah, got one last silly question for you, Gwen. One of my favorite songs that you did when you were with No Doubt was Bathwater. I've always wanted to know, did you actually bathe in the old bathwater?
That's a metaphor.
Way to make it creepy at the end,
No, I'm
Mahoney.
not saying.
Well done, Mahoney.
It's kind of creepy. I understand
What
what,
did
you're
that
saying.
bathwater smell like, Gwen?
I'm not asking that. I'm just saying that it's like, if I don't know if it was a metaphor or if it was literal.
Okay,
That's
so
an interesting song to go back and listen to, though. When you look at my story of my life, I go whenever I hear that one, I'm like, oh, I just shake my head and roll my eyes.
Gwen, can you tell I work with two creeps?
yeah, nothing weird about that. Anyway, bikini pictures on Instagram. Something to think about. Gwen, really appreciate your time. I mean, I've been a fan since going back to the Tragic Kingdom days. Really appreciate you joining us today, and thanks for everything that you shared with us in this interview and with the new album.
All right, dude. Thanks so much, guys.
Cool.
Take care.